Welcome to The Explainer. You know that feeling you work so hard to learn something new, and then a week later, it's just gone? Today, we're going to get into how you can make new skills actually stick.
I mean, has this ever happened to you? You teach someone a skill, you watch them get it perfectly, and then, poof, a week goes by and it's like it never happened. It's so frustrating, right? It happens to parents, teachers, even when we're trying to teach ourselves something. So what's really going on here?
So let's take a classic example. Picture this. You teach a kid to politely ask for help instead of, having a meltdown. And it works. In that moment, with you right there cheering them on, they do it perfectly. You think, yes, we did it. But then life happens. The skill just kind of evaporates. And here's the thing. It's not that they failed to learn it. It's a failure of something totally different.
So yeah, this disappearing skill thing, it isn't just some random fluke. It's a really common problem in learning, and it actually has a name. The good news? It also has a solution. And it all boils down to understanding the massive difference between just learning a skill and actually keeping it.
Okay, so let's break this down into two big ideas. Acquisition versus maintenance. Acquisition, that's the learning it part. Can they do it right now, today, while you're teaching? This part often involves a lot of direct rewards and support. But then there's maintenance, the keeping it part. And this is the real test. Will they still be doing it weeks from now when you're not there and life is just life?
And that's where this key term comes in. The professional way to talk about making a skill stick around, it's called response maintenance. And honestly, getting a grip on this one idea is the key to solving that whole disappearing skill problem for good.
So what is it exactly? Well, here's the definition. It's basically when a behavior keeps happening even after the official teaching is over and you're not giving rewards as much. I like to think of it as the skill graduating. It's finally ready to leave the classroom and make it on its own in the real world.
And this is so important because a skill doesn't really matter unless it lasts, right? It has to survive out in the wild, in everyday life. It has to work with the kind of rewards you get naturally, not just, a high five for every single success. That's why true mastery isn't just about, can they do it now? It's, are they still doing it 3, 4, even 6 weeks later?
Okay, that's the what and the why, so how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. We're going to open up our first toolkit, and this one is all about fading, as in strategically pulling back all the extra help we give during the initial teaching phase.
All right, strategy number 1, and this is a big one, thinning the reinforcement schedule. Think of it like this. You start dense. You give praise or a reward for almost every single time they get it right. Then, very slowly, you start to thin it out. Maybe now they get praise after 3 or 5 correct answers. The whole point is to end up thin, where the rewards are much less frequent, kind of like how it works in real life.
But, and this is a huge but, you have to be careful. Because if you do this too quickly, you run into a major problem called ratio strain. And this quote just says it all. You made reinforcement too hard to get too quickly. Basically, the learner just feels like it's not worth it anymore, and they give up.
And look at this example. It makes it so clear. Imagine you're getting praise for every 2 problems you solve. Awesome. Then tomorrow, you have to solve 20 to get the same praise. What? That kind of jump is just a recipe for disaster. The person gets frustrated, they start avoiding the task, and poof, the skill you worked so hard to build is gone. The secret is always small, gradual steps. Here's another great tool for your kid, switching from predictable rewards to variable rewards. Predictable is like, okay, every 3rd time you get a cookie. It works, but it feels a little robotic. Variable is more like a slot machine. The reward comes, on average, every 3rd time, but you never know exactly when. And that unpredictability, it's powerful. It's how the real world works, and it builds incredibly strong, lasting habits.
Okay, so we've talked about fading support. Now let's switch gears and open our second toolkit. This one isn't about taking things away. It's about proactively building stronger, more resilient skills right from the start.
One of the easiest ways to do this? Just use clear instructions and rules, especially for learners who can understand them. Something as simple as saying, first, finish 5 problems, then you can take a break. Makes the new system totally clear. It gets rid of the guesswork and makes everything go a lot smoother.
Now let's talk about the quality of the skill itself. Because not all mastery is created equal. Look at these 2 learners. Learner A, yeah, they can tie their shoes, but it's slow, they have to think about every step, it takes a lot of effort, their skill is fragile. Now look at learner B. Smooth, quick, doesn't even have to think about it. That skill is fluent. So let me ask you, Whose skill is more likely to survive out in the real world? It's a no-brainer, right? It's learner B. When a skill is easy, quick, and automatic, we're way more likely to actually use it. So building fluency isn't just about going fast, it's about making the skill tough enough to last. So all of this, fading rewards, building fluency, using rules, it's all pointing in one direction. It's all about getting to the ultimate goal, connecting the skill to the real rewards that happen in everyday life.
And this right here, this is the holy grail of maintenance. It's when the skill starts to pay for itself. Think about it. We don't tie our shoes to get a cookie. We tie them so our feet are comfortable and we can go outside. We don't ask for help just to get a good job. We do it to actually get help with something. When a behavior clicks with its natural, built-in reward, it becomes self-sustaining. It doesn't need you anymore.
And one last crucial point. A skill can't survive on an island. If only one person, say a therapist, is reinforcing it, that skill is on life support. But when everyone in the person's world, parents, teachers, siblings, friends, is on board and supports that skill, now it's not just a skill. It's part of their life. It's built into the very fabric of their environment, and that is what makes it last.
Okay, we've gone through a ton of great stuff, so let's boil it all down to the key takeaways you can start using right away.
So here are the 3 things to remember. 1. Check it later. Just because they can do it today doesn't mean it's permanent. Go back and check in a few weeks. 2. Fade slowly. Whatever you do, thin out your reinforcement in small, manageable steps. Avoid that ratio strain. And 3. Aim for natural rewards. That's the end game, making the skill useful and rewarding all on its own. So as we wrap up, I want you to think about this for yourself. What's one skill, either that you're teaching or trying to learn, that you can focus on building to last? How can you take it from just being learned to being something that's truly permanent?